Let me just turn that down. Hello, ladies. Hello, Lauren. I see you there, connecting to audio. Hey, Michelle, how you going?
Good, how are you?
I'm well, thank you. Rach is here. Julie, that's great. Anita's here. Great to see you all.
Hey, Nico.
Great to see you all. So, look, some of you I know, some of you I have never met before. Just pop into the chat. Do you all know how to use the chat sequence thing, the chat box thing on Zoom? I think after all this time that we've been in COVID lockdown, that's right. Yep, we know how to Zoom. Let me get, I'm struggling with my technology tonight because I've got, usually I'm at home with a mouse and a keyboard and stuff, and now I'm just on my laptop and I'm sort of trying to get this little keypad thing to work, but it'll work. I'll get it to happen anyway. So just pop into the chat box where you're from and how you found out about tonight's workshop. That would be really handy. A bit of marketing research for me, because I've sort of broadcasted in a number of places. So did you hear that ting-a-ling-a-ling? In which case I need to get rid of that. Yes, you did. Of course you did. Let me, because that's just this Facebook thing, log out while you're busy doing your messages to me. That will be cool. In fact, when that's logged out, it's taking its time. So where are we from? Rach, you're in Sydney. And Michelle, Brisbane. Wonderful. And right, so we were messaging on Facebook, hey. Good, good. What did I miss? The chat box has just gone a bit nuts here.
Yeah, I think you sent me a message on my birthday the other day.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, there you go.
How was your birthday? Do you have fun?
It's lovely, thank you. Yeah.
Oh, good, good. So it's always nice to recognise people's birthdays when they come around, because otherwise, you know, it sort of slips under the radar. So Rach, you found out via Meetup. Yeah, great. You're on the Central Coast, and I remember I sent you an invite, and Julie's from Castle Hill. Oh, good. So it was actually like a referral for you, Julie, was it? That's excellent. Anita, yes, Nita, you're from Tassie. Lovely. Uh-oh. Okay. No camera. That's all right. I'll forgive you. And you saw the Facebook posts. And Lauren from Newcastle, but in Darwin. Okay. Wow. That's a long way away. So how have we, there we go, the Meetup website, Lauren. Good. Excellent. So let me just admit there's a couple more people here. Where's my flaming mouse? Admit all. Excellent. So we'll get through this technological sort of spaghetti here. So if you see me not looking at you, I've got another screen just here where I've got things like, you know, sort of the music I'll play and my timer and keep me on track and so on and so forth. So that's why I might sometimes look over here, and that's where the chat is. So please don't be dismayed if I'm not actually looking at the camera. So welcome. Who's just come in? We've just had iPhone and Michelle. So Michelle, pop into the chat where you're from and iPhone. Who are we talking to there? Nice to see you. Welcome. Pop into the chat where you're from and how you found out about this evening's workshop. Because as I said to the girls earlier, this is a little bit of market research for me to know which is the easiest way to connect with people, or, you know, how to follow up and so on and so forth. So, and you're from Newcastle, Michelle. Great. Wonderful. And who's on the iPhone? Can you type into the chat? Or is that not available to you? Or take yourself off mute. I'll do that for you.
Sorry. I was just trying to open up on my laptop, but it's deciding not to work tonight. So that's why I'm on the iPhone. So I'm just waiting for it to open. So I'm Karen. I'm from Central Coast.
Oh, great. Nice to meet you, Karen. Let me rename you. So that was Karen?
No, Carrie. K-A-R-E-E.
C-A-R-E-E?
No, K-A-R-E-E.
All right.
Okay, I have this every day of my life.
Carrie, how did you find out about tonight?
Through Meetup.
Great.
So I'm new to the area. Well, when I say new, I bought here in the coast in March of this year.
Yeah.
And obviously because of COVID, I've been locked up. So I decided it was time for me to get out and about.
Out and about on Zoom, why not?
And so I came from Sydney, so I've been with a lot of meetup groups there.
Yeah.
Walking groups, dancing groups, a whole lot of groups. It's been really good. But
Great.
yes, it's taken a little while to settle in just because of all these happenings out of our power.
Yeah, exactly. And, with all of the stuff that's going on, that's really why I like to do workshops, because we can't control what anybody else does. But we can sort of control how we feel and how we behave. So that's really what sort of I do workshops around, helping women empower themselves to really sort of manage their emotional state, their relationships, or their interactions with others in a career base or in a home base, whatever it might be. So welcome to this evening, where we're going to talk about how to get your act together in 2022, because with the ongoing chaos of the situation around us, it's really quite valuable to have a plan of attack for a year. But I just want to sort of get a feel for who here has ever sort of made New Year's resolutions in the past, just by sort of show of hands, or stick it in the, and here comes somebody else, stick it in the chat. Do a me in the chat if you've tried New Year's resolutions. Because then I'd be really curious to know, you have in the past, and how have they gone? So do you find that New Year's resolutions work, or they sort of don't work so well? Or hey Ritu, nice to see you. We're just starting to talk about New Year's resolutions. Have you made them in the past? Stick it in the chat, and also put in the chat where you're from, Ritu, so that everybody else can sort of see where you're at. So yes, Julie says me, and Michelle says yes in the past. Catherine, yes. Lauren, you've never made them. Okay, I reckon you're quite sensible. And Julie, they work for the 4 weeks that you're on holiday. And then what happens? I'll tell you what happens. Life. It's like when we decide that we're going to go on a diet, isn't it? And we say, I'll start a new diet on Monday. And we walk into work all full of, sorry, just admitting somebody else, all full of great intentions to stick to our new diet. And then what happens? It's Susie's birthday, isn't it? Right? And Susie walks in with a chocolate cake saying, hey, it's my birthday today. Let's have this for morning tea. And everybody sort of says, oh, look, you can put your diet off till tomorrow. Or maybe you think, I don't want to miss out on that. I don't want to disappoint Susie. I'll have a little piece of her cake. right? So life undermines us whenever we have whenever we have a challenge that we want to make a change in our life. Suddenly there's going to be something that pops up and says, are you really serious about that? Right? And it's just checking in on us. It's just sort of making sure that our commitment is holding up. And I feel that this is why a lot of our New Year's resolutions never really come to fruition, you know, and that often at the end of the year, we might be sort of saying, well, God, that was a waste of another year, wasn't it? Because here's the thing. Let me just draw it here. This is, whoops, I've got this wobbly thing sitting on a table here. This is time, and this is keeping habits, New Year resolutions, right? So we start really well, and then over time, we sort of go downhill. Is this resonating? Yeah. But the thing is that time is always going to pass. And I wonder if you'd be interested in some strategies that are going to help you keep that, maybe not on a you know, sharp, it might go up and then down and then up, but on a new trajectory to keep you going for the year. Would you be up for that? Because that's really what I want to talk about tonight. Yeah. Okay, good. Because it's as we create our goals, our dreams, our plans, and get those sort of really underway. And there's a message that I noticed here that Michelle says, habit changing is difficult. It is difficult. And we're going to look at why it's difficult tonight. So we're going to have a look at why things are so difficult. We're going to have a look at how we can set ourselves really up for success right from the start. And I want you to walk away tonight with some tools in your back pocket that are going to really help you to sort out any challenges that you've got. Now, I noticed that there's another person that I haven't recognized this evening, iPad. I love it when our equipment dictates what our name is. iPad, pop into the chat your name and I'll rename you. It's so beautiful. So what else has people been saying here? Yep, so you've had some goals around your sport, fitness, healthy living and stuff. Heather, nice. Okay, Heather. Well, oops, I've got my caps lock on here. Sorry, I'll have to retype that again. Heather, I'd love for you to also pop into the chat where you're from and how you found out about tonight, because this is a little bit of sort of market research for me. And while you're doing that, Catherine, you started a new diet today. Good on you. So we'll give you some tips and helps on that. So that'll be good. Julie, in the past, kids have gone back to school and I've gone back to work. Oh, you've left your job, Julie, and there's nobody left at school. Wow. That's like, you know, the sort of the threshold of a whole new version of you, isn't it? As you sort of work out what it is you want to do. How exciting. And Heather, you found out from me Darwin on Meetup. Wonderful. I think that's so good. Well, welcome from Darwin. It's hot here, but I imagine it's hotter in Darwin. Anyway, so ladies, this evening we're going to look at some tools. We're going to really sort of pull some things together that are going to help you with your new goals for the year. And, you know, hopefully you're going to get a huge amount of value out of this. Would it be all right if you do get value out of it, if at the end of the evening, if I was to offer you an opportunity to work with me for free after that? You know, I mean, if you would like, would that be cool? Can I? Yep, just a nod or something. Yep. Okay, great. All right. So that's only if you get value. So I'll check in at the end of the evening. All right. So let me just get rid of that. I'm going to draw you a little picture. And this is really going to be quite fundamental to this evening because it's going to set the tone for why things haven't worked in the past and how we can create the change in the future. All right. So is this sort of, yes, I'm sorry, I'm just checking to make sure that it's got on the camera there. All right. Okay, so this is my interpretation of an iceberg. We all know about icebergs, don't we? That there's only about a third of the iceberg that's above the water, right? And when we're making goals or making plans, really, one way to look at that is to say that they're dreams. They're something that we aspire to. Are you happy with the word dreams? Because I'm just going to sort of pop it up here. So the third of the iceberg is where we keep our dreams. And as people have already put into the chat, we have dreams about our work. So I'm going to put that as a $sign because that's, sort of, we go to work to earn money mainly, don't we? Right. So our career work goals are in there. We also have something around fitness often. And what were some of the other goals that's a barbell, by the way. It's a cheap way of drawing a gym. What are some of the other goals? Who here's got some relationship goals? Are you in a relationship or, want to improve it? Or are you looking for a relationship? Whatever it might be. Are there any relationship goals and ideas that you may have in the future? Yep. Health and relationships. Excellent. So that's pretty standard for most people's goals, that they fall into those sorts of categories. Now, why do we have our goals? What are we hoping to achieve? And here comes somebody else. So good. Coming in thick and fast. What are we hoping to achieve? Ritu, you'd like to be more open and honest with communication. Great. Yeah. Yeah. So we are. Yes, you're right, Rach. Now, some of you are just messaging directly to me. Maybe that's because you're on a phone. But a sense of purpose. Hey, Morgan. Nice to see you. Welcome this evening. Pop into the chat, if you will, where you're from and how you found out about tonight. Just a little bit of market research for me. Thank you. So we do have dreams for a sense of purpose. Because that sort of gives us a feeling, doesn't it? So we do a lot of our planning, or our dreaming and our goals to change the way that we're feeling. You with that? So we're aiming for success in there. We'll have purpose. What else are we looking for? Change, improvement, expansion. Yep, absolutely. Oh, coming in thick and fast now. Very good. What else are we looking for, ladies, as we out of the dreams that we have and the change? What sort of transformation, Therese? Hey, that's right. But what sort of feeling do we want to experience? So yes, we want to transform things. That's a process. What's the feelings? Yep. So we want to create success, calmness. Okay. An accomplishment, that's it. Morgan, you're from Newcastle. Excellent. Great. And a sense of achievement, satisfaction and fulfillment. Exactly. Okay, so accomplishment, I'm running out of space. Fulfillment. So these are the feelings that we're looking to create. And who here is familiar with the Tony Robbins 6 human needs model? Is anybody familiar with? Yeah, maybe, no. It's a series of categories of the way we look to express our feelings. And a lot of the things that we want, so accomplishment and fulfillment and success, they sort of give us a sense of safety and security, and also significance, right? And when we're looking at relationships and the way we can sort of grow there, we're looking for maybe, growing in love, right? So meeting these needs of comfort, significance, and love sort of underpins a lot of our goals. Is this landing with you, ladies, or am I just sort of talking off the top of my head here? You're all good? Excellent. Just wanted to check in there because I was thinking, oh, Lord, have I lost you already? But look, we all know that there's way more to an iceberg, right? If you think of an iceberg, the iceberg that sank the Titanic, it was drifting along in the ocean. The biggest part of the iceberg is the bottom. It's the base. And that is where there's more exposure to the current, more exposure to the drag and the will of the thing that's moving it, right? So what does all this really mean? If we can get down to the real meaning of all of these goals that we plan, that is a game changer. You get it? So as you think of your goals, what do they mean? What's the meaning in here? Pop it in the chat. What do you think is the meaning that's going to drive us forwards? Because I think that there's a load of us who we've been conditioned for so many years by the people that we were raised by, the environment we live in. The conditioning that's all around us is, so it's the meaning is around the vision and the purpose, the contribution, and it goes further than that, Nita. I think it is even further than an idea of contribution. Let me save your aching heads. I'd say it's leaving a legacy. It is changing, breaking the cycle of your conditioning so that you no longer teach it to your kids. Who's here as a mum? Yeah. Who here works with kids in some sort of way? Yeah. So we have an impact on the next generation. And it behoves us to make sure that the legacy that we lead is not going to leave them with the mess that we inherited, right? We want to leave them in a better place. So legacy, whatever that means for you, in the way that it's going to impact the future generations. Who's picking this up now? Is that making a lot of sense? Yeah. So while we may think that our goals, our plans, our New Year's Eve, whatever resolutions are going to make the difference, all they're going to do is they're going to make us feel slightly different. And if we don't have the real deeper meaning driving us to fulfill it, to really achieve it, we lose it at the first chocolate cake that comes into the office. You get it, don't you? Yeah, I knew you would. So how about we take that into planning a really amazing 2022? You up for that? Show of hands? Yep. Great. Beautiful. Beautiful. Yes, please, says Rita. Okay. So I trust you're making notes over there. Now, what we're going to do now is just have a quick, you know how when you go on a journey, you need to know where your destination is, don't you? But I can remember there was a silly Irish joke years and years ago about a totally frazzled tourist who was lost in the Irish lanes, and they're like spaghetti. It's like getting lost on Venice, and this fellow got out of his car, almost tearing his hair out, and he went over to a farmer who was just sort of fixing a fence or whatever he was doing, and said, "Oh, please, sir, can you help me? Which way to Dublin?" And the fellow scratched his head and he said, "Well, now, which way would you be coming from?" So, yeah, it's a silly little joke, but it is true. If we don't know where we're starting, then it's well nigh impossible to find out where we're going. So we really need to have a little bit of an explore of where we are right now. So, review. Can you hear me still when I've got my back to you? Oh, phew, thank goodness. A review of 2021, okay? And I know that it hasn't been an easy year. You're laughing at that, Lauren, or laughing at something closer to you? Okay, let's have a look at what worked. What worked for you? What were some of the things that went really well? What were some of the things that surprised you as being actually something that you learned or something that turned out well for you? What was something that, you know, you liked about last year? Now, I've had so many different answers to that one. Somebody the other day said that, "Oh, you got a cat, Rach? Nice." Yeah. Cats are great because they're very sort of self-motivating, as it were. You know, they don't need your attention all the time. So they're good companions, but they're not demanding. Like a dog is demanding, right? Dogs can be hard work. I love dogs. And I never used to like cats, but I do like cats now. So, Michelle, you learned heaps from courses and books. Exactly, because we were all stuck online. What else was there to do except do some stuff and learn and expand ourselves? And you've got people around you, Lauren, who are making you laugh. Okay, I get it. And you've got a dog. Cool. So I've heard people, you know how a lot of people were stressing out about the whole homeschooling things, but a father said to me the other day, "I actually learned what my kids know, what they're studying, and I really enjoyed being able to participate in their learning." And I said, "Wow, that's an outstanding thing to know that it worked." So making a note of the things that worked and the things that you really enjoyed about last year is a really good place to start, okay? Now, the next thing we want to do is, and this is going to be easier because it's what our brain looks for anyway, well, we're going to look for what didn't work, all right? So, didn't work. So write yourself a bit of a list of things that went horribly wrong or things that you don't want to repeat again. Things that you didn't like about the year. Things that you want to avoid. You know, the sort of stuff. Yeah, unable to see your friends at will. Yeah. Yeah. All of that, you know, sort of isolation stuff was terrible for people who were stuck at home and unable to get out. Oh, shit, Carrie. That was not good to lose your job. No. And Julie, you left your job after a hectic year. Yeah. Locked inside rage. That's no good. Yeah. Because when we feel that we're locked in, when we feel that we're separated from others, that's when the human soul really sort of just starts to close down. You get that? We need people. We need to reach out. And I think that out of everything that I learned last year, that was the biggest one, was learning to ask for help, because I could see that there were so many times when I was struggling. You know how it's, have you ever had friends come and ask you for help? Have you? You know, just a quick nod, yeah. And when you give them help, how do you feel? Do you feel good? Yeah, that's right. So what is it then that stops us asking for help? Even though we know that you're always asking, are you, Catherine? Oh, good. I'm glad you are. Because when we're not asking for help, that's the worst thing, because you're actually depriving somebody else of the pleasure of helping you. Isn't that weird? Yeah. Okay, Ritu, you really enjoyed last year. Okay. It made you slow down. Good. Yeah. So, Rach, yeah, I hear you. It's when you feel that you're going to be a burden. But if your friend asks you for help, do you think that they're a burden? No. We think, wow, I get a chance to help save this person or do something for them. And what a gift that is. So it's funny how, you know, we've got a different view on that from different directions. Yeah, I get that. Oh, Catherine, I see friends are always asking you for help. Yeah, you need to ask them for some help too. Flip the tables on them. Yeah, so it's my turn. Yeah. Where are we at? Have you made a list of a few things that didn't work? You got a few things? Cool. Okay. Now, the next part of this review, though, is to look at what of those things could be improved. All right. If it was something that you knew you'd have to carry on into this year, how could you improve it? What would be a way that you could make it better? Would it be how you do it, or where you do it, or what's the is it a context or a concept that you can improve, or is it a a motivation that you can improve? Is it a way of thinking about it that you could improve? What are some of the ways that you could improve something that you know is going to come back again in 2022? Just have a little think about that. Prioritizing times for friendship, family, and diarize. You know, Nita, there's nothing better than just the regular diary, is there? And making sure that the important stuff's in there. You know, because it's often, I'll tell you what, some of it might be is that there's urgent pressures come in and we get distracted from what it is that we want to do. So, Rach, learning to initiate. Yeah, asking for help, reaching out. Yeah. And you're welcome here, you know. You really are. Love that you're here. So making appointments with yourself, Michelle, that is such a key. Julie stepping back and taking time out, great. Schedule the work stuff. Nita, you're absolutely right. You schedule the work stuff nice and easy, don't you? And I think I can put my hand up for that. I can put probably both hands and 2 feet up for that. That I, sort of let my own stuff, or have in the past, go under the carpet, as it were. So you want to move on from being overly optimistic to being more realistic about things. That's an interesting thing, Ritu. I wonder how we're going to measure that. We'll come to measuring it soon. Stop procrastinating. Yep. Okay. Who else here procrastinates? Right. Yeah, exactly. Hands, feet, whatever. We're all in that boat. Okay. So I've given you enough time to that one. The last one, okay, I nearly forgot what it was. What's the lesson? What was the lesson from all of that we're going to take into 2022? What is the lesson? What out of this analysis springs to mind as something that has been staring you in the face that you haven't seen, or that you've been ignoring, that you haven't paid attention to? Morgan, better money awareness and budgeting and better income building steps. Right. Is that your improvement, or is that the lesson that you've had? Yep. You can come off mute if you want. You trying to find your mute button there. So what have you learned here? Heather, you've learned that you're strong and you can deal with disappointment and loss. Good on you. Michelle, I have to take responsibility for everything. Michelle, everything or just stuff that's relating to you? Because we can't take responsibility for everything. We're not Atlas. Everything under your control. Good. Yeah. And Rach, to be connected with the ultimate goal, or the legacy. Good. Yeah, I really do think that that's a game changer. And to be honest, it's something that I've only recently made that connection myself. So, sort of having that in the background now has really changed the trajectory that I'm on. So, I'm really so pleased that I get a chance to play it forward to other women. So how are we going with notes, ladies? Are we ready? All right. Excellent. Woo. Okay. So I'm just going to call this vision, because that was one of the words that came up in our talking a little bit earlier. So let me draw you a picture, and you tell me what you think it is. What does that look like to you? Picture says 1,000 words. The sun or COVID? It wasn't meant to be COVID. I was hoping maybe I should have drawn it in yellow. So yes, yeah, the start of a mind map. So yes, this is like the sun. Now, it's also, though, in my mind, it's the way that sometimes I can be so busy, and I don't know if you relate to this, so busy doing loads of different things, and I'm sort of doing something here, doing something there, doing something all over the place, but it's not targeted. So this represents to me being busy. Do you get that? It's like, oh, look, I'm just really flat out. I'm just so busy doing this, 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 and this. I don't have time for me. I don't have time to focus on what it is I really need to do. And you know what? That's bullshit. That's bullshit. It's just a distraction, right? That is distraction. So if your target is up here, this is your vision. What I'd like you to create now is one. So just take one area of your life, not 3 or 4 as we started off looking at the different categories that you might have a goal. One area in your life that you want to change. So I'll give you an example. For me, I've been struggling with my weight for a long time. And so last year, in the middle of last year, I signed myself up with a weight loss coach. Only she doesn't call herself a weight loss coach. She calls herself a self-love and body transformation coach. Now that appealed to me because I know I need to transform my body. And the way she does it is she coaches all her clients through self-love. And it is extraordinary, the difference. My vision for this year is to, by the end of the year, be maintaining my weight at 79 kilos and to have energy and vitality and flexibility so that I can move my body whenever I want. I can walk as long as I want. I can stand, I can dance. Actually, I'd love to be able to do star jumps without wetting myself. All right? Does that ring a bell to anybody else with pelvic floor issues? So these are that's a target for me, is the 79 kilos and the energy to burn. That's how I describe it, energy to burn, just so that I know that there's a bottomless pit to it. Now, I'll reach that weight by the middle of the year. I want to maintain it for the rest of the year. Okay? So what I've created here is what we call a SMART goal, which you probably already know about. SMART being specific, measurable. So it's specific that I'm aiming for this target. It's measurable because I know exactly what my target is, this 7 to 9 kilos. Is it achievable? Yeah, of course. Is it realistic or is it relevant? Yes. And does it have a time on it? Yes, it does. So that is one SMART goal. You following me? So what I'd love you to do is to write yourself a SMART goal. And if you'd like, then we can have a little bit of a share around it so that it's not just all me talking. I'm sure you'd love to have your say around what your goals are. And, you know, we'll just double check that they are smart and relevant and going to pull you forwards. Do you need some thinking music to do that? So I'll give you a song. All right. Let me see now. I've got a little bit of Beatles here. Actually, I think that's probably... No, we won't have that one. Oh, yes. Hold on a second. We'll have this one. And I think somebody's just arrived. Oh. And off they go with some rock and roll music. So how do we go? Yeah? Is there anybody who'd like to share a little bit about the thoughts? Yeah, Michelle, take yourself off mute.
Thank you. My vision, and I'm not sure if I've actually written it completely as a SMART goal, is my strength and endurance training in 2022 allows me to successfully complete Larapinta Trail in July 2023, which is 200 kilometres in 14 days.
Wow.
And the underlying legacy on that is to be a role model to show people that age is not a barrier to doing shit like this.
Yes.
Because I'll be 65 when I do it.
Beautiful. I love that. We must be the same sort of age then. I'm turning 64 this year.
I just turned 64.
Almost twins.
Yeah.
Hi, Neko.
Hey, Amy. Yes, I sent you a private message about the activity that we've just been doing. Sorry,
Sure.
you came in
I've
just.
got no camera. I can't access my camera.
That's all right, darling. You can just listen. And can you see us?
Yes, I can see you.
You can. All right. Okay. So we're just going to have some shares now about the vision that everybody's been creating for the 2022, and then what I suggest you do, because you did come in just a little bit late,
Sure.
is you'll need to watch the first hour of the video.
Yeah, sure. Sure, I'll watch that on my own time another day.
You will, but don't go away. Just sort of listen, participate as you can from where you are now. Okay.
Great. I'll just be quiet because I don't have access to my camera, so I don't want to take it. Yeah.
Okay. So thanks for piping up, though.
Yep.
Okay. So who else would like a share about their goal? Anybody else? Teresa, yes. Take yourself off mute.
Hi.
Hey.
So my goal is a financial and business one.
Mm-hmm.
So I now generate $15,000 net profit month on month, month on month, and it's to be a role model, because I'm just like in the last year started to reinvent myself, or the year before really, and had a career change and everything. So it shows that once again, at any age, you can have a career change and reinvent yourself and still be able to impact people's lives and create an income for yourself as well.
Yeah, I love that. That word you've just used, creating an impact in life in general, is really so powerful, and it's a really sort of inspiring and motivating way to think about what our goals are going to do. So yeah, I love that.
For me, it's been a long journey working through money things and everything. I used to be a pastor with the church, so lots of the stuff that I now do, I used to just do. So which I didn't realize when I was retraining and everything, that I'd been doing it for 20 odd years. So I was a little bit slow on the pickup.
Hey, time sort of, it is important because time's going to pass all the time, as we mentioned earlier, but there is no time like now. So even if we feel that we're a little bit later in life coming to these sorts of ideas and concepts, it doesn't mean to say that it's too late to take them up, because wherever we are, we can change the trajectory of our life by making a simple decision, and that is to change, right? Because if we don't, then life's going to pass us by and we're going to wind up in that old rocking chair going, oh, I wish I had, done this, or I wish I had done that. And that's Shitsville, really. And I wouldn't wish that on anyone. Have you read the book, far out now, I've forgotten what that's called. The writer is Bronnie Ware, and it's something about the 5 top things of the dying.
It's the 5 top regrets of the dying.
That's it.
Yeah.
And most of it, thank you so much, Michelle, you rescued me. And most of it's all about, I wish I had taken more time for me. I wish I had spent more time with my family. I wish I had done all of the things that excited me, rather than just the nose to the grindstone, 9 to 5 career pathway that separated them from their loved ones and what really lit them up. So if you can find something that really lights you up, then that is going to be such a gift for giving to everybody else. Who knows that that poem? Is it Marianne Williamson, about how sort of when we light ourselves up from inside, we share that with other people, and they are then given permission to shine as well. So really, really important that our goal, our vision, is something that inspires us to leave an impact, to make a difference in the future generations' lives. So good, so good. Thanks for sharing, Teresa. Really appreciate both of you ladies for sharing. Now, look, I would be a bit remiss if we moved on from setting goals without just checking in and saying, but what happens when we get those doubts, that sort of that niggling feeling in the back of our mind that says, oh, do you really think I can do this? Do you know the one I mean? Yep. That doubt that comes in and starts to second guess us. So I want to get, the imposter, that's the one. I want to give you a concept now of how we can deal with that, because I believe that imposter voice, and you get that we've got lots of voices in our heads, ladies, right? There's probably dozens. So if you think, God, I hear lots of voices, I must be going crazy, don't think you're going crazy at all, because they're all in there, they're right. What we're going to do is we're going to identify a few of them. And the one that comes up with doubts, the one that keeps you circling in a holding pattern, the one that keeps you not making decisions, that is that scared inner child, right? The scared inner child who has been taught by mummy and daddy and aunties and uncles and whoever, sort of, oh, do be careful, darling, don't do that. You might hurt yourself, right? Does anybody else relate to that? Did you get that in your childhood? Yeah, do be careful, so that our child is in the center of us. She's always looking to keep us safe, and bless her little heart, it's sorry, I've just seen Julie's message. About singing Let It Be. That is the funniest thing, Julie. How beautiful. Okay, so where was I? The child, yes. So the child is keeping us safe, and that she's the voice that we hear when we're maybe about to do something that's we've never done before. And so the child's sort of going, this is scary. This is going to hold us back. So in order to deal with the child, and this is going to make a lot of sense in a minute, we're going to give you, whoops, I know those aren't even, who cares, right? I'm going to give you 4 voices that you can harness. Now, I'm going to invite you to stand up for this, because it will make a lot more sense. We're going to use your body, and you can write down the notes afterwards. So if you can just pop your notes down and just stand up, stand back from the camera a little bit. And so even if you're not on camera, ladies, I'm hoping that you're getting up and standing up for this too, because I really do ask you to play full out. Okay, the first voice I'm going to give you now is your warrior. Now, your warrior is the one that gets shit done. She's the one that you call on when you know that your back's against the wall, the shit's hitting the fan, all of those sorts of metaphors, okay? She's the one that you call on. Where is the warrior in your body? I want you to just sort of stand as you would, as if you were the warrior. I want you to close your eyes and find the center of that warrior and put your hands on that place in your body. Really own that warrior. Now, as you step into that energy of the warrior, I want you to ask, what does my warrior want me to know? And then come out, and you're all on mute. It doesn't matter. Nobody else is listening, or if they are, you can tell them to just, you're doing your own thing. I want you to say out loud, my warrior says, all I need to know is I can get this done. All I need to know is there is no task too hard. Whatever it is that comes to your mind, the warrior's voice is coming out. That's it. That's it. Speak from the warrior. Speak from the warrior. What is it that the warrior knows that, what is the warrior going to experience for you? What's that? We're going to experience this. What is it? What's that drive that it's going to bring? The warrior's voice, let it speak. Let it speak. That's right. Okay. Well done. Okay, now give yourself a little bit of a shake. All right. That's the way. Stretching, nice. All right. The next voice we're going to harness. The next voice is going to be the magician. Now, we all have that creative part inside of us. The magician is the one who can sprinkle some stardust on any sort of given moment. Those moments where you think, oh, wow, inspiration, right? Those are magician moments. So stand as if you are the magician now. How does the magician stand? Where is the magician in your body? Is there a place in your body where the magician is going to speak from? Put your hand on the spot where your magician resides. Now, really feel into the magician. And as the magician, what does the magician say? What do you need to know? What do you need to focus on? What do you need to experience? What is it you need to release? Tell yourself, my magician says, all I need to focus on is, what is it that your magician's saying to you? Just let it come out. That's it. That's it. What is it you need to focus on? What is it you need to know? I can trust my magician. There are so many places the magician is going to save my bacon. What is it that the magician is saying to you? And just know that they're there whenever you need them. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Okay, give yourself another little shake. Okay. So the next voice, Rita taking a moment to write down all his wisdom. There's a very good, because the magician is really wise, and the words that the magician will come out with will literally save your bacon sometimes. The next voice is your lover. So where do you think in your body your lover resides? Put your hands over that place. Yeah. Yeah. The lover's there in your heart. That's right. So with your hands on your heart, think into the lover. What is it that the lover needs you to hear right now? Tell yourself, the lover says, this is all about me. The lover says, I need to let go of fear and trust me. The lover knows everything there is and you're safe. The lover needs to experience what? What is it the lover needs to experience? What is it the lover wants you to focus on? What are these words of wisdom that are coming to your mind? Say them out loud and own them as your own. That's good. That's good. Love that. And when you're ready, you can let your hands down and give yourself a bit of a shake again. All right, so we've done the magician and the lover. The last one is your sovereign. Your sovereign, which in our case, since we're all women, is the queen. We all have a queen inside us. The queen is the leadership part of us, the one who stands firm and knows that within us that we have that leadership quality. So who is the one who speaks the truth? Who is the part of you that is going to stand up and make sure that everything is safe? So that could be a part of you. Where is that part of you? Where is your queen? Where is it that you know you're going to be guided and that you're going to be taken care of? And you're always going to have access to that place. That's right. So with your hands on your sovereign, tell me, what does your sovereign say? All I need to know is, all I need to know, I'm here for a purpose. All I need to know is I'm on a mission. All I need to focus on, all I need to focus on is saying what's true for me and staying true to the message. All I need to experience, what is that? The sense of ownership, of leadership, that it is my journey. What is it? What is it that the Queen is saying to you? Say it out loud. Hear it. If you don't say it out loud, you're in your head. It's got to come out. That's it. That's it. Yeah. And it's good. It's good when these words bring us some tears, it's good. Because it means that we're actually hitting our hearts. We know that we're on our heart's purpose when we get close to that vulnerable, tear-shedding moment. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. So give yourself a nice big hug after all of that. And when you're ready, you can sit down again. So good. Give yourselves a clap too. That was awesome. That was awesome. Thanks for playing along with that. I'd love to have some shares. Anything? Yeah, beautiful, so powerful. I love that you felt the power of that, Teresa. Yeah. Because here's the thing. I don't know if I said it right at the beginning, but I know I said it in the sort of marketing copy, putting you in the driver's seat of your life. Imagine this is your steering wheel. Imagine this is your car. That's your front windscreen. And out here is your future. As you harness the power of these voices, your warrior, your magician, your lover, and your sovereign, and you help guide the child into new opportunities, new experiences, new growth, that's your future, wherever you want it to be, whatever it brings for you. It's your opportunity. Who's picking up what I'm putting down here? Yeah. You've always been in the driver's seat, except possibly as the child, and the child doesn't know how to drive very well. So who feels more in control now, more guided by wise people? Yeah. That going forwards, driving your car, you're not going to get stuck on that roundabout, going round and round, waiting for whatever procrastination, going round and round on a roundabout, not choosing your exit. Yeah. That's not going to happen, because now you've got your vision. You've got your future all mapped out. You know what it is in that one thing that we've set. But listen, the goal that we've gone through today is just one thing. You get that you can use this for many different goals. Yeah, the same process. Powerful? Yeah. Pops, you got some goosebumps, Nita. Good. Who'd like to come off mute and give me, share your thoughts? Good, Ritu. I'm glad you've found that powerful. Corey, you feel in control. Julie. Yeah, good. So Julie, if we plan lots of goals, actually, do you want to take yourself off mute and we'll just have a quick chat? There you go. You're off mute now, Julie.
Okay.
Yep. So tell me about the goals. You said you had lots of goals.
Yeah, because I've just left my job, and so I'm thinking about all sorts of different things, like working part-time or working for myself or having my own business or studying or all sorts of things that I want to do now that I've my last child has finished school and sort of everything's open up. So picking one sort of goal to focus on, that's what I'm finding. Yeah, so it's good to know that I can do that same process with different things.
Yeah, you certainly can. And you ladies, I don't know if you're aware, I actually ran this workshop earlier this morning. The same thing, the same context, just with different people at 7:00 this morning. One of the things that came out at this point is that a lot of people create a list of goals which are really sort of like a to-do list rather than a goal in itself.
Yeah.
And so, I think one of the important things to clarify is that it's important to get the overarching target that we're aiming for. And there are many, many different ways that we get there.
Yeah. Simplifying it down. I think that's the thing. There's so much going on. It's almost a bit the sun sort of thing, almost, because there's so many little things coming up. But so I could relate to that. I've really got to just pick something or think about it more in this way, in a different way, from a different angle, a different approach.
Yeah. So
very helpful.
Good. Well, I'm glad it's landed for you, Julie. Excellent. Beautiful.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Anybody else want to share? Rach, you've taken yourself off mute, I see. Did you want to share something? Tell us.
I just wanted to say I think it's a really great analogy. The names very much make me think about the archetypes, which is where they probably come from, but I've never thought of it in this way before. And just I really saw it as a sort of embodiment of the different archetypes, I guess, as we went through that, and just the power of the voices, just the power of them coming from within, as opposed to the negative voices that are kind of there, but there's a different feeling.
Well, we'll pick up, the fact that they've got different energies, that they feel differently. Each of these does feel like a totally different person when they're in you, doesn't it? Yeah. So great pick up on that, Rach. But I interrupted you. You were going to say something else.
Just along those lines, but just visualizing how I can kind of incorporate it into the way that I think about my goals, because I have chronically not achieved as much as I have always planned to, and had a lot of self-sabotaging and everything like that. So I really liked this analogy, and just the whole, actually everything you've been talking about, the iceberg, and I resonated quite strongly with connecting it to our legacy, because I think it's something that I haven't really connected. Obviously it's there in the background, but I think I've always had this, I need to, like you just said a few moments ago, a to-do list almost, like I've got to achieve these goals, and my why might have always been because it would make me feel good or whatever, but the deeper why, like that really connecting to something, even if it's not kids or whatever, like it could be something different, but I think that driving force really struck a chord with me. Because I think it's maybe that deeper sense of drive that I've struggled to align myself with, and therefore I've gotten off track very, very easily in the past. So what I wanted to say.
Great share, Rach. Who else can relate though to what Rach has just shared? But it's so easy to get swept off track with having so many different goals. Yeah.
Hi, Neko. This is really empowering stuff. I find this really brilliant.
Great. Good.
The warrior archetype, especially.
Yeah.
You just take it from inside and you own it.
Yep. That's it, Amy. Definitely.
I'll just take myself off mute now.
Oh, cool. Thanks for your sharing, Amy. Appreciate that. Anybody else got some? Yes, Ritu.
Hi, Nico. Look, what I really loved was the voices that we can hear from our warrior, from our queen and stuff. But what really made sense to me now is we do really a lot of negative self-talk sometimes. So I look at certain things like just cleaning, like it's my biggest weakness. I hate cleaning. And it's just something that takes me a long time. But now I can address it like, okay, I love cleaning and I'm going to have my kitchen really tidy and I'm going to love it. But the same thing now I can approach from like a queen archetype. I've got it within me. I can do it in 15 minutes and I'll just do the bench top. And then like break it down rather than, oh my God, I can't really do this, to I can just call one of my parts.
Yeah. And I wonder also, Ritu, if the Queen has subjects. You know, the Queen is a leader. So
Yeah.
I wonder if the Queen learns to delegate.
Oh yeah, I have 2 subjects. Yes.
Just a thought.
Just a thought.
Because I know that your girls might be able to help you.
Yeah, they do. They need a lot of instructions, but they do. But it's good.
Yeah.
And I really like it's very empowering. Every time a negative thought comes in, I can tap into one of my archetypes and call something out instead and replace it. And I think I'm going to make a list.
What, of the sayings of the various archetypes?
Yes. And put it somewhere on the wall. So warrior says this. So if I'm in trouble, I can go, okay.
Yeah. So this is something that I actually got. I did Tony Robbins's Date with Destiny seminar in December, and this was an exercise that he took us through, and I found it so amazingly empowering, especially as we were connecting it to, you know, a big vision, our mission for life. And, you know, it was more than just the goals for the year, right? What's your mission for your life? And so bringing this energy into, so what's the impact I really want to have in life? And so I've now got that written up, you know, sort of, so this is why I want to do it. This is what my warrior is going to say, you know, nothing's going to stand in my way, and so on and so forth. It is, you're absolutely right. So empowering. And another thing relating to what you said about the negative self-talk is, you know, so trying to identify where the self-talk's coming from. You know, because it may not always come from the child, but it may come from a part of you that has been sort of hurt or scared a little bit earlier in your life. So noticing where that part is and just saying, okay, so I know that voice, I know where it comes from, but you're okay. You're okay, because we've got all of these other archetypes that we can call on to take the place now, to steer the ship, to drive the car. You know, whatever the metaphor that lands best for you around putting you firmly back into the powerful source of your life, so that you are in charge of what you're up to and what you're doing, what you're creating, and all the choices that you're making in life, because you understand that everything's a choice. You know, whether we choose to work or we choose to play or we choose to just go and have a rest, it's all a choice. So, you know, we should never really sort of put ourselves down for making a choice, just accept that it was a choice that we made. Valuable?
Yes, very valuable. Thank you.
Right. No, my pleasure. So look, if it's okay, just for a couple of seconds, I just want to quickly mention then the opportunity that I spoke of at the beginning. I've got this opportunity coming up at the end of what are we now, January, to work with me for free for a week. I've got this little sort of mini course that I'm offering. And literally we're going to be unpacking some of the stuff that the child brings to us, all the sort of limiting beliefs. So we're going to be changing that from I can't to I can. So really changing the can't to confidence. And so if you're interested in that, I'd just love to have a quick phone call with you just to chat it through and all the details and stuff. So just pop phone call into the chat and we'll connect, because, you know, as you've already put in the chat where we connected from, as in Meetup or Facebook, I know where to go find you now. So pop phone call into the chat and we will connect, and I'll give you more details about this this week at the end of January. It's just going to be a few sessions over the phone in a group. Great, Rach. Yep, lovely. Definitely, I'll be on to that. And we'll have just an hour a day just to go through some great things we can help you with on limiting beliefs, on that feeling of I can't, and creating the confidence. So other than that, is there anything else that anybody else wants to share? So Nita, yep, definitely I'll get on to you. Beautiful. Any other shares from anybody? Yep, Julie, I'll that's so good. Thank you so much, ladies, for popping on the phone call roster with me. Really appreciate that. My pleasure, Ritu. You've been on one of these 7-day things with me, so you know exactly what they're up for.
Yes, it is so valuable, and there is nothing to lose, and Nico is a very good coach. So you share from your heart, Nico, and I'm so grateful that I found you. So I would encourage everybody on the call to just have the phone call, chat with Nico, because it's a very generous offer, and Nico's classes are very heartfelt. And there's so much value in each one and every one of them. So I've loved being a part of it.
Oh, thank you. Bless you, Rita. Appreciate that. It's always good. Oh, Nita. Yep, I appreciate that. Yeah, and everybody's sharing's been really great this evening. Thank you for being so open to that. And I can't believe that we've actually sort of finished pretty much on time. Like there's 2 minutes, 17 seconds or something on my clock here. Usually I go over time, don't I, Ritu? But I've managed to, maybe I spoke very fast tonight. Did you all catch up, keep up? Yes, I think you did.
Yes.
You're all still here, so that's the best thing. So, Teresa, great. You're welcome, Amy. You're welcome. So thank you to everybody who's put phone call into the chat. I will connect with you very soon, and we'll grab a phone call, a quick chat, and work out the morning routine. All right. Other than that, I'm going to let you go and enjoy the rest of the evening wherever you are. Have a great Monday night and a great week. And go and have fun with your vision, your goals, and put yourself back in the driver's seat of your life, because that's really what my greatest wish for you in this year is that this year is your year. So on that, ladies, I'm going to say good night and thank you so, so much for your attendance tonight. All the best. Bye.